Hey guys, this is John from the 2000K 30K challenge, and I am posting a bad trade that I made last week that I lost $1,100 on, and I want to go over why I lost that money and what I learned from it and made adjustments this week. So right now I'm drawing lines here. There's a 9 EMA, so I'm drawing right where the line ends. Here's the 20 EMA, which is where the line ends. And then I'm going to draw the high of day and then the low of day here. And those really are the lines that come into play for this next day of NVDA, because NVDA end up having earnings after this day. And this is the 8th, so it had earnings on after the market closed on the 8th. But anyway, we also want to pull up the SPY right now too, and let you see that, on this time period, was the 8th here, and you can see the SPY has been dropping, and so even though NVDA had really good news, this downward push on the SPY could definitely have effect on the good earnings that NVDA had. And I knew this coming in, but I had a bias to trade long because I thought NVDA would be stronger than the SPY coming down. So anyway, let's go to NVDA on the 5-minute chart. And we're going to go 0208, 0930. Now let's go back and take a look at this chart here. That's the 7th. Here's the 8th. That's the high. That's the low. Okay. Let's see here. And way up here actually was the all-time high. That's also important to put in. I believe that was 249.50 at the time. And so that was like really close, 249.50 if I believe, let's say around there. Okay, and then this made it all the way up to like 248 or something like that. Anyway, so earning comes out, and this thing, oh, actually, let me draw another line here. I like to draw these lines here to know how far this stock moved up from the time it closed. So I use a Fibonacci extension, and I just changed the percentages here, change this number to 0. These two numbers stay the same, and the percentages are right here. Okay, so after I do that, it tells you that NVDA almost went up, probably almost 15%, probably 14%, because this is 10, 12 and a half, 13, 14, almost 14, 15%, which is a good move for the earnings that it had. So if you were a day trader, you could have traded after market and traded all the way up here, made, Jiminy Crickets 20 points up, probably another 15, 10 points down, where it ended about 7.5% here. Went back up to 10, came back down, and pretty much trading stopped at around 7.5% here. So anyway, at the open, I knew I wanted to trade this long, and I was looking for a good level to get long. And what I wanted to do, a good level to get long for me would be here at this macro pivot right here, the low of this candle, which is right there. That's a very significant line because as it goes up and it comes back down, but it can't go down any further because a lot of people want to buy it up at this level. Okay, and it goes back up and it comes back down, and once again they wouldn't let it go any lower than that. All right. So anyway, getting into this, I knew I wanted to trade it long. I wanted to get long. I wanted it to hit this level here and go up, which I believe it did, and I believe I got long here a little bit and was profitable, and then it flushed down. I got stopped out, probably was out, a couple $100 here. Went down to the 5%. And actually, I should probably switch this to a 1-minute chart because I'm sure I was watching a much faster time frame since I was day trading this. So let's try this again. Sorry about this. Hopefully this will make much clearer, give you a faster time frame to see what I was seeing at the time. So it's a 1-minute chart. First minute it went down, it bounced right off of here. I'm sure I got long. This probably looked good. It rejected off of here, which I thought it should. It looked like it triple bottomed here. I probably added more, got long, thinking that this would be the time it'd push over. It did not. It came back down, and I probably held through this thinking to find support here. It didn't. Once it broke through here, I'm sure I was down a couple $100. From that point, probably wasn't too happy. At that point, I'm thinking that it's going to come down now to the 5% level here, where you have all this support. You have support at the 5%, the 9 EMA, and the 20 EMA, where I thought that we have a good shot of pushing it back up. Let's mark the low of day here. This is a low of day right here. I'm not sure if this comes into play later on or not. So anyway, probably try to go long again, and then boom, got stopped out. And by that time, I was a little frustrated. It went up. Maybe I tried to. I can't really remember now, but as you can tell, if I keep on trying to go long into this, and I keep on getting knocked down because I had this bias to go long. Although in the back of my mind, I knew that this could be short for the day, and I just did not, really accept that fact, which was really my fault. Let's go over here too. I also want to point this out to you. This is a 5-minute chart of that same day, and this is definitely a sign right here that it's not going to go long, which is as it comes back up. Well, one for one, it's down. Two, it's rejecting off of the 5-minute 20 EMA here. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. This was short. And I just refused to do it. So that really just irked me. So I believe I tried to go long one more time through here. Probably made some money and then got stopped out. And by this time, I am down probably $1,100. And at this time, I'm beginning to think now, hey, this actually is probably going short. But being down $1,100, it had good earnings. I didn't want to trade against the earnings. I said, there's no way it's going to go below 5% because, it triple bottomed here. But seeing that I tried to go long, it went up, came back down. I got long here, up a couple $100. I should have went long here again, but I didn't. I was a little bit beat up. Wasn't sure if it was going to continue to go down because everything was coming down here. But once it popped over here, I was like, oh man, maybe it is going long. Came back down here. I got long here, up $300-400. came down, it broke through here. I got out before this flush, made maybe $100 back, and then now, I'm still down 1,100 bucks, and I'm pissed. And I just couldn't trade anymore. I was just so emotionally spent by getting stopped out here, getting stopped out probably here. I probably got stopped out right here, and maybe I got stopped out here, and I definitely got stopped out. I think right through here as well. I waited through this and got stopped out, here, got long here. So right here, low of day is right here. As soon as this 1 minute candle breaks the low of day, I said, oh, this thing's going short. Came back up, retested, and as soon as it broke down, I should have got long. I should have got short for sure right here. Why? Because there is nothing here in terms of resistance until the red to green line, which is pretty much right to here. I mean, red to green was, I believe, like there, from the day before. And we can, I don't want to look it up, but just trust me, I know it was really close to here. So as soon as I saw this break here and then come back up, I had a really good thought it was going to go down, but I couldn't get myself to take this trade because I'm already $1,100 down, and I just could not. I was emotionally spent. I could not pull the trigger to take this trade, even though I knew this was the trade to take, because the 1 minute 9 EMA is coming down, probably the 2 minutes coming down. It's short the entire day prior to this. It's below the pre-market micro pivot. It's below the 9 and the 20 EMA. It just broke low of day. This sucker's going down, but I couldn't do it. Had I been able to do it, I would have been able to take from 226 probably all the way down to somewhere down here. I'm sure I would have probably took profit. And how many points is that? You're looking at 8 points here, not 7 points. 7 points right here. Man, but I couldn't take it. And if you want to know what the risk versus reward was, this is probably from 226.10 all the way down to 217. That's like an 11-point window. You probably caught 7 of those points. Your stop would have been above this candle, or maybe I would have went above this candle. This looks so good short. Your stop would have been 226.48, 226.50 is where your stop would have been. So intraday pivot, 226.50 is your stop, and you're entering there. So that's pretty much right below that. So you're looking right here at a 40-cent stop, 50-cent stop. You get in. If it goes up 50 cents, if you're at 70 deltas, you're going to lose 30 cents on your options. If you're 35 cents on your options, and you're trying to gain 7 points. I mean, this is like 14-1. This is insane. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And I was so pissed off at myself when it did happen. And it was mainly because I was down, emotionally spent, and just beat up. Just beat the hell up. Anyway, so I just want to go over that trade with you. I left, and then, had I really been thinking, I probably would have went long off of this and took this back up, because you're definitely going to find support down here. There's no doubt about that. You're definitely going to find support down towards that bottom there. Because the earnings was too good for it to go below low of day, in my opinion. So let's mark out that level real quick. Let's see what it says. Low of day close was right here. That's red to green. Let me change this real quick. Boom, boom. Red to green. Line was make that top, make this easier to see. So you can see the low of day was there, red to green was there, and later on the day, let's see. Yep, that was it. So look at that. This thing hit perfectly to the low of the day before, right there. And if I was more mentally available, I would have definitely took that sucker long. There's no doubt about it. Maybe it didn't hit the low here on that day on the first shot, but man, you could have took it here and then went back up, and then you could have took this one right here too as the maybe on the 1 minute it was a quick flush, but now you have the 5-minute 9 EMA pushing down on this again, and once again price action once again cannot break the 20. So look at this. Look at this right here. There's another chance to make another 7, even more points than that. Right here, look at this. 9's down. You think it's going to go back up? If you're smart and you just know these patterns, and you know that it hasn't closed above the 20 all day, you got to take this short one more time and have a tight stop. Especially if you made 7 points here, right? So here's the line right here that you want to pay attention to. You know, it gets weak. That looks good. Goes up, begins to fail. You know, as soon as it gets below here, I'm definitely short. Short, short. As it begins to fail here, I'm sure I would have added a ton here, and then would have took this down, because now, you know, it's below this, below that. It's just showing nothing but weakness here. And where are we talking? We're talking the same thing here, guys. There's your stop above the 20. It's a 226.71. You're short here to, let's say, like 226. So you're risking 71 cents. And then it goes down 10 contracts. Maybe you took a little bit off. You come back down here, begins to show weakness. You got to add here. Boom, add again. It's, double confirmation. It's a big red candle, doji, and it's green here. But before it goes down, you have to realize that after it begins to come down here and begins to reject, go for it. Add here, and then now instead of your stop being here, let's blow this up. As this starts coming back down, instead of your stop being way up here, as you add size, make your stop right here, because it's definitely clearly rejecting. And then, oh man, then you're really in the driver's seat with big shares, and you would have just destroyed this thing for a ton of points. And then after it hits here, hello, long, two contracts long, whatever, close it out, 2 contracts long. And then now you can see that you have like almost like a quadruple bottom right through here. And once the 9 crosses here, you're going long. Look at the 1 minute chart. Sorry if this is getting long, but this just gave me nightmares last week. This completely gave me nightmares. Okay, so going back over here, sorry, where is this at? This is that day, boom, boom, go along. No, okay, I'm one day. Okay, sorry guys. So here we are. Hits the bottom here, comes back up. You have 9 crossing the 1 minute chart, comes back up, goes up, comes back down, triple bottoms. 9's beginning to cross through here. Once it clears here, man, this is like long. This is going long. So you can get long here at, add more. I mean, if you're already if you're already long here, 2 contracts, you might have taken one off here. Maybe, you know, maybe you don't think it's going to go up. Maybe you take another one off. But you can definitely get back into here as 9 crosses the 20 here. 9 EMA, green, crossing 20. And then on the 2-minute chart, it's the same thing, but it just happens a little bit later. There you go, 2-minute chart, right? Here's the bottom, comes back up, quadruple bottoms, I don't know, whatever you want to call this, you know. And as the 1-minute chart cleared here, here comes the 2-minute right here. And, you know, hey, there's boom, come back down, retest, long here, your stop is here. So this is now this is actually a pretty big, this is a pretty big stop. This is like a $1.50 stop right here. So if this is a $1.50 stop, instead of taking 10 contracts, you know, take 1, 2, you know. So, you know, 1 contract, a $1.50 stop, you're looking at, you know, on a 70-cent delta, you're looking at $1, you know, about $100. You know, so if you already made all this money here, why not risk another 100 going back up since it found support through here, right here at the low of day, positive earnings. It's probably up 2% from the day before on positive earnings. You know, this thing's going up. It's going up, and right back up to the 7.5%, back down to 5, and pretty much just, you know, you would have just killed it. You would just killed it. Anyway, that's my review of my bad trade, how I was emotionally spent and I couldn't take advantage of what I saw. Now, anyway, but if you like what you see, let me know. And thanks for letting me talk to you guys. All right, talk to you later. Bye.